Hey everyone, are you ready to eat? Today we're going on a tasty trip to Korea to learn about kimchi. Kimchi is a colorful and yummy dish made from fermented cabbage. It's not only super tasty but also really good for you. Think of the tangy flavor of sauerkraut, but with a spicy and savory kick that's totally Korean. Whether you're a food expert or just starting to try new things, kimchi is a food adventure you have to try. We'll learn the secrets of kimchi, from its simple beginnings to all the different ways it's made today, and we'll show you how easy it is to make at home. So, grab your apron, and let's get cooking. Kimchi is more than just a side dish in Korea, it's a big part of their culture. For many years, kimchi has been on Korean tables, making every meal taste even better. It's like a symbol of community, using what you have, and respecting traditions. Let's learn about the interesting history of kimchi, how it has changed over time, and what it means to Korean culture today. The story of kimchi starts thousands of years ago, long before refrigerators were invented. Imagine Korea a long time ago, when people had to find clever ways to store food for the winter. Back then, kimchi wasn't the spicy red dish we know today. It was much simpler, made with vegetables like turnips and radishes preserved in salt. These early versions of kimchi were super important for adding flavor and nutrients to food, especially during the winter when there weren't many fresh fruits and vegetables. Kimchi helped communities survive and stay healthy all year round. The tradition of making radish kimchi, known as kakdugi, is another fascinating chapter in the history of this beloved dish. Radishes, particularly the Korean radish called mu, are a staple ingredient in many types of kimchi. To make radish kimchi, start with fresh, chunky radishes that are washed and cut into bite-sized cubes. These cubes are then salted and left to sit for a few hours, allowing them to release excess moisture. This step is crucial for achieving the perfect crunch in the final product. Next, prepare a seasoning paste made from gochugaru, Korean red pepper flakes, garlic, ginger, and salted shrimp or fish sauce. This mixture not only adds a burst of flavor, but also aids in the fermentation process. The radish cubes are then thoroughly mixed with this spicy paste, ensuring each piece is well coated. Kakdugi is then packed into jars, pressing down to eliminate air pockets, and left to ferment at room temperature for a few days before being stored in the refrigerator. The fermentation process develops the kimchi's complex flavors, transforming the simple radish into a tangy, spicy, and slightly sweet delight. Radish kimchi holds a special place in Korean cuisine, often enjoyed as a side dish with hearty meals. Its crisp texture and robust flavor make it a perfect accompaniment to rice, soups, and grilled meats. Making kimchi with radishes not only preserves this versatile vegetable but also connects us to a centuries-old tradition, reflecting the ingenuity and resourcefulness of Korean culture. As time went on, kimchi changed along with Korean society. New ingredients and spices arrived through trade routes, and kimchi started to taste different. During the Goryeo dynasty, many people were Buddhist and preferred vegetarian food. That's when people started adding garlic, ginger, and fermented seafood paste to kimchi, making it taste even better and more interesting. The Joseon dynasty brought a big change to kimchi with the arrival of gochugaru, which is Korean chili pepper flakes. Gochugaru gave kimchi its famous red color and spicy taste that we all know and love today. Adding gochugaru wasn't just a change in taste, it also changed how people saw kimchi. Over time, different regions of Korea developed their own special kimchi recipes, using ingredients and flavors that were unique to their area. From the milder white kimchi in the north to the super spicy kimchi in the south, each type of kimchi tells a story about how people adapted their food to their environment. Today, people still create new and exciting kimchi recipes, trying new ingredients and ways of making it while still respecting the original traditions. The most important ingredient in kimchi is the Napa cabbage. Unlike regular green cabbage, Napa cabbage has a lighter, sweeter taste and a nice crunch. When you're choosing a Napa cabbage, look for one that's firm, feels heavy, and doesn't have any cuts or wilted parts. The size of your cabbage will tell you how much of the other ingredients you need. First, take off any outer leaves that look bad and rinse the cabbage really well under cold water. Then, depending on the kimchi recipe, you'll either cut the cabbage into 4 pieces, or slice it lengthwise, making sure each piece gets covered with the yummy kimchi paste later. Napa cabbage is like the blank canvas, but the aromatics and spices are the colorful paints that make kimchi so special. Garlic and ginger, the best friends of Asian cooking, are the base of kimchi's flavor. But the real star is gochugaru, those Korean chili pepper flakes we talked about. Gochugaru has a unique flavor that's a mix of heat, sweetness, and a bit of smokiness. Besides these main ingredients, kimchi often has other spices and flavors, each one adding its own special touch. These can include things like green onions, regular onions, carrots, Asian pear, or even seafood like salted shrimp or fish sauce, all of which make kimchi's flavor so rich and complex. What makes kimchi more than just cabbage is the fermentation starters. These ingredients are full of good bacteria that give kimchi its tangy flavor, healthy probiotics, and make it last longer. Salting the cabbage is the first step in making it ferment. Salt not only removes extra water from the cabbage but also helps break down its cell walls, making it ready for the fermentation starters. Traditional kimchi recipes often use other ingredients to make the flavor even better. These can include fish sauce, fermented shrimp paste, soju, or even leftover kimchi brine, each one adding its own special savory taste to the kimchi. Kimchi's journey from plain salted cabbage to a tangy, flavorful dish is all thanks to lactic acid fermentation. This natural process happens because of good bacteria, mostly lactobacillus, which are already on vegetables like cabbage. When you salt cabbage and put it in its brine, these bacteria start working, breaking down the sugars in the cabbage and turning them into lactic acid. This lactic acid gives kimchi its tangy flavor and acts like a natural preservative, stopping bad bacteria from growing and spoiling the kimchi. Understanding how fermentation works lets you control the process and make kimchi with the perfect balance of flavor and texture. Just like us, those good bacteria have their favorite environments. To make sure your kimchi ferments properly, you need to create the perfect conditions for them to grow. Kimchi ferments best in cool temperatures, around 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's too warm, the kimchi will become sour quickly, and if it's too cold, it will take a long time to ferment. It's also important to make sure there's no oxygen, which is called an anaerobic environment. To prevent mold and make sure your kimchi ferments well, keep it submerged in its brine, using a weight or a special fermentation lock to keep the cabbage under the liquid. As the good bacteria in your kimchi grow and eat the cabbage's sugars, they create a bunch of flavor compounds that change the cabbage's sweetness into the complex, tangy, and often spicy flavor we love about kimchi. Fermentation also changes the cabbage's texture. The crunchy cabbage softens as the lactic acid breaks down its cell walls, creating a texture that's both refreshing and satisfying. The longer you ferment your kimchi, the tangier and softer it will become. This combination of time, temperature, and those tiny microorganisms working their magic is what makes your kimchi so special. Knowing when your kimchi is ready is something you learn with practice. Although there's no perfect answer, there are some signs that tell you your kimchi is ready to eat. The most important thing is to use your senses. Fermented kimchi will have a strong, tangy smell, often a little sour. The brine should also look a bit cloudy, which means the good bacteria have been working hard. Once your kimchi is fermented to your liking, put it in the refrigerator. You can eat kimchi right away or keep it in the refrigerator for several weeks so you can enjoy your homemade kimchi for a long time. Okay everyone, let's get our hands dirty and make some kimchi. We'll start with the star of the show, the Napa cabbage. Choose a nice firm cabbage about 2 to 3 pounds. Rinse it well under cold water, removing any dirt. Next, cut the cabbage into quarters, but don't cut all the way through the core. We want to keep the leaves together. Sprinkle a good amount of salt, about half a cup, between the cabbage leaves, making sure to get it everywhere. This salting process is super important. It takes out extra water from the cabbage, which is key for fermentation. Let the salted cabbage sit for about 2 hours, flipping it every 30 minutes so the salt gets everywhere. After 2 hours, rinse the cabbage well under cold water to remove any extra salt. Now for the fun part, making the kimchi paste. This is where we get creative and adjust the flavors to our liking. In a blender or food processor, combine half a cup of Korean red pepper flakes, a quarter cup of fish sauce, a quarter cup of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of grated ginger, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of glutinous rice flour porridge. Blend everything until it's smooth, like a paste. For this recipe, we'll add some classic kimchi friends. 1 cup of thinly sliced radish, 1 cup of chopped scallions, and half a cup of chopped Asian pear. The radish adds a nice crunch, the scallions bring a sharp flavor, and the Asian pear adds a touch of sweetness. Feel free to try other vegetables like carrots, daikon radish, or even mustard greens. Now that our kimchi paste and vegetables are ready, let's combine everything and start the fermentation process. Take 1 cabbage quarter at a time and spread a good amount of kimchi paste over each leaf, making sure to get it into all the little spaces. Do the same with the other cabbage quarters and kimchi paste. Once all the cabbage is covered, gently mix in the chopped radish, scallions, and Asian pear. Now, carefully pack the kimchi into a clean jar, pressing down firmly to remove any air pockets. Seal the jar tightly with a lid and let it ferment at room temperature for 1 to 2 days, or longer if you like a more sour flavor. Congratulations, you've made your own kimchi! After the initial fermentation, put the kimchi in the refrigerator to slow down the process. Now the big question is, how do you enjoy this flavor-packed dish? Kimchi is incredibly versatile and can be enjoyed in countless ways. Of course, it's a staple side dish in Korean cuisine, served alongside rice, noodles, and grilled meats. But don't let that limit your culinary creativity. Kimchi adds a punch of flavor to stir-fries, soups, stews, and even sandwiches. You can use it to spice up your scrambled eggs, top your avocado toast, or even blend it into a flavorful dipping sauce. The possibilities are endless. So go ahead, experiment, and discover your favorite ways to enjoy the tangy, spicy, and utterly delicious world of kimchi. Remember when kimchi was that mysterious jar of fermented cabbage hidden in Asian markets? Those days are long gone. Today, kimchi is a star in the global culinary world. Like a passport stamped with flavors from around the world, kimchi has traveled far beyond Korea, captivating taste buds and inspiring chefs everywhere. Walk into any big supermarket and you'll probably find kimchi on the shelves, next to other fermented favorites like sauerkraut and pickles. It shows how much people are starting to appreciate fermented foods and their health benefits, as well as the adventurous palates of modern-day food lovers. But kimchi's global appeal goes beyond mere curiosity. It's become a sought-after ingredient for chefs and home cooks alike, adding a unique depth of flavor and complexity to dishes from all over the world. From kimchi grilled cheese sandwiches and kimchi quesadillas to kimchi fried rice and kimchi pasta, the possibilities are as diverse as the cultures embracing this versatile ingredient. Kimchi's global journey is a testament to the power of food to bring people together through shared culinary experiences. While traditional kimchi, with its fiery gochugaru and pungent fish sauce, will always have a special place in our hearts, modern kimchi makers are trying new things, experimenting with new ingredients and techniques to create exciting variations on this classic dish. From vegan kimchi to fruit-infused kimchi, the boundaries of kimchi are constantly being pushed, reflecting the evolving tastes and dietary preferences of a new generation of kimchi enthusiasts. One popular trend is vegan kimchi, which doesn't use traditional ingredients like fish sauce and shrimp paste. Instead, it uses plant-based alternatives like seaweed miso paste or even mushrooms to achieve that signature savory depth. This allows vegans and vegetarians to enjoy the tangy, spicy goodness of kimchi too. Another exciting development is adding fruits and other unexpected ingredients to kimchi. Imagine the sweet and spicy combination of pineapple kimchi, the refreshing zest of citrus kimchi, or the earthy sweetness of beet kimchi. These innovative combinations introduce new layers of flavor and complexity to kimchi, appealing to those seeking a less traditional, more adventurous kimchi experience. The beauty of kimchi lies in its adaptability and endless potential for customization. So, whether you prefer to stick to the classics or explore the uncharted territories of modern kimchi making, there's a world of flavor waiting to be discovered within the humble kimchi jar. Embrace your inner kimchi chef and let your culinary creativity ferment. So there you have it. We've explored the history, the science, and the art of making kimchi. From its simple beginnings as a way to preserve vegetables to its current status as a global food icon, kimchi's story shows the ingenuity, resourcefulness, and deep cultural heritage of Korea. But kimchi is more than just a delicious side dish. It's a symbol of community, tradition, and the amazing power of fermentation to transform simple ingredients into something truly extraordinary. The tangy, spicy, and utterly unique flavors of kimchi are a celebration of life itself, a reminder that the most satisfying experiences often come from embracing the natural processes of transformation. So go forth, kimchi enthusiasts. Embrace the world of fermentation, experiment with flavors, and discover the magic of making kimchi in your own kitchen. And remember, every bite of kimchi is a taste of history, a celebration of culture, and a step towards a healthier, happier you.